Welcome to Shujaa Maths. In this lesson, we're going to start grade 10 functions by learning about linear functions, also known as straight line graphs. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify the gradient, the y-intercept of a straight line equation, and sketch the graph with confidence. Let's get started. The gradient of a straight line graph is y is equal to mx plus c, where c is the y-intercept of the graph, or the point that intercepts with the y-line. What you may also know about the y-int is x is equal to 0. If, for instance, you have y is equal to 2x plus 3, and they ask you to find the y-intercept, the y-intercept would be the value of c. Y is equal to 3. So that means the point is 0 is to 3. Alright, so when c is equal to 0, that means our graph passes straight through the origin. When c is greater than 0, that means our graph goes above the origin, whether it's declining or inclining. And then when c is less than 0, our graph goes below the origin. Next, we're going to look at m, the gradient. The equation of the gradient is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That means for the gradient, we need at least 2 points. So say, for instance, we are given a straight line with points A and B, and they ask us to find the gradient of the line F. Alright, let's find the gradient. So we're going to make A x1 and y1, B x2 and y2, and then substitute those values in our equation. First, let's substitute y2 and x2. Alright, our y2 is minus 2, our x2 is 1. Then let's go in and substitute our y1 and our x1. y1 is positive 2, x1 is negative 1. You make sure you fill in those brackets when you substitute negative 1 to make sure that the answer is accurate. Alright, at the top you type that into the calculator and you get negative 4. At the bottom you type that into the calculator and you get 2. And then that means your answer would be negative 2. Our gradient for this line is negative 2, which makes sense because our line is declining. Next, we're going to look at how to sketch a straight line graph. Say we are given f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, and the instruction is to sketch the graph. For a straight line graph, you only need 2 points to be able to successfully sketch the graph. Those 2 points are your x-int and your y-int. Let's find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. For x-intercepts, we let y equal 0. And for y-intercepts, we let x equal 0. Our equation is y is equal to 2x plus 3. Now let's substitute y as 0 and solve for x. We take 3 to the other side, and we have negative 3 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. and then we get our x as negative 3 over 2. So that means our x-intercept is negative 3 over 2 and 0. Let's find our y-int. For our y-int, to substitute x is 0, so that is y is equal to 2, open bracket 0, plus 3. And then we multiply 2 by 0, we get 0 plus 3. That means our y-int is 3. As a point, our y-intercept is 0 is to 3. If you wanted, you can take your y-intercept straight from the equation. Now let's sketch the graph. This is our x-axis, our y-axis. We go to our y-axis, we look for 3. Let's say that point is 3, so that will be 0 is to 3. And then the other point is negative 3 over 2, which is negative 1.5. So that would sit somewhere here. Negative 3 over 2 is to 0. Now let's join our points. And don't forget to name the graph. And that is how you sketch the graph of a straight line. Lastly, let's find the equation of a straight line. Given g of x with 2 points C and D, the instruction is to find the equation of the graph. We know that the equation of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. Let's find our gradient. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's make our c x1 and y1. Let's make d x2 and y2 and substitute our points. Starting with y2 and x2, y2 is minus 1, x2 is 2, minus minus, y1 is 4, x1 is minus 1. When you type that into the calculator, it's going to give you negative 5 over 3. That means our gradient is negative 5 over 3. We go substitute our gradient in our equation. Y is now equal to negative 5 over 3 x plus c. To find the value of c, we can substitute any point on the graph, c or d in our case. Let's substitute c. Y is equal to negative 5 over 3x plus c. Let's fill in our values. 4 is equal to negative 5 over 3 multiplied by negative 1 plus c. Let's simplify. 4 is equal to positive 5 over 3 plus c. 4 minus 5 over 3 is equal to c. c is 7 over 3. Therefore, the equation of our straight line is y is equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 7 over 3. And that is how you find the equation of a straight line. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section. I'll try my best to respond. In the next video, we will be covering straight line graph questions. Thanks for watching.